Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. I'm gonna show you the secret hack everybody's using to get up to $150,000 out of Chase. Okay, now if you're one of those individuals, you're not getting the maximum amount of funding out of Chase, then you may have been flagged. Okay, and I'm gonna show you actually how to tell if you're flagged, and a lot of people are not even speaking on it, but I'm gonna show you what happens. All right, let me show you the hack and then I'm gonna show you what's stopping you, and then I'm gonna show you some cards you should attempt to try to get. And if you can't get those cards, you may have been flagged. Okay. Now, here's the thing about it. What people do when they go to Chase, all right, they open up the personal account, the checking account, and then they open up a business account. All right. And so usually with this here method, you cannot have a 524. All right. So what that means is that you've been approved for 5 open revolving accounts in the past 24 months. All right. Now, this does not include authorized users or loans or lines of credit. Okay. This is specifically for revolving credit cards. If they disqualify you, now pay attention, if they disqualify you because you have an authorized user or a line of credit or something that on you have to call the recon line and let them know that, hey, this is an authorized user, whatever. And then they will go back and they would reevaluate. All right. Now, that's number one. By the way, Chase, if you're brand new, Chase is going to pull Experian and TransUnion. All right. So that's something you have, and it's going to be a FICO 8. All right. And another thing, adding to the authorized users, Chase do not calculate authorized users. All right. That's something that's very important. So a FICO 8 scoring institution does not calculate authorized users. That's very important. Getting on to what I'm saying. All right. So what people would do, they usually would have a 680 or higher. The higher the credit score, the better. All right. And then some of them, when they open up their business checking account, what they may do, they may have taken money off another credit card up to usually $10,000, and they would place that money into a Chase checking account. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you have to have that amount of money. However, the purpose of them doing this and leaving it in there for 90 days, this helps with your business bank rating. Okay. So basically, it's helping with your relationship with Chase. All right. Now, again, you do not have to have that amount of money. Right. But here's another thing. When Chase is evaluating your business. All right. It's funny because with Chase, even if you have a real estate investment business, guess what? They'll still give you a credit card. All right. They may not give you the maximum amount, but they still will give you a credit card. So that's something for some of you guys that's looking to Chase. All right. Now, here's the thing about it you have to understand. What people do is they apply for these here cards. This here Ink Business Unlimited, Ink Business Preferred, and this Ink Business Premier. Okay. So they'll try to apply for these here cards. All right. Then they'll go back and they'll try to apply for this Ink Business Cash. Now, the reason why they try to apply for this Ink Business Cash once they get these cards is because what they'll do, they will transfer the balance from these here cards here over to this card. Now, the reason that this Ink Business Cash card is so important because when you transfer all of your money over to this, you can see here, you have to spend $6,000. This is like for cash bonuses and stuff like that. But the purpose of them getting this card is because it's 0% interest for 12 months on balance transfers and purchases. Okay. So that's the reason they like end up with these 0% loans. And then they may attach this here card to like plastic or Melio and stuff like that. And they would make big purchases, like use it for like a down payment on an investment property, or they may use it to play the markets or something like that. But that's exactly what they're doing in order to get those high limits. Now, like I told you, if you're not getting high limits, you may have been flagged. And I'm going to tell you here's I'm gonna show you the two places that you can check. But here's the thing that's important so you understand. Sometimes your virtual address, okay, if you're using a virtual office or something like that, that's the reason that we set up people's company, because we don't use virtual offices. Well, you may have used a virtual office, and when you use a virtual office, that virtual office may have been flagged, okay? So that virtual office may have been flagged. And so what that means is that somebody prior to you, they had that virtual office address. They may have gotten some funding out of Chase, okay? However, they may have filed bankruptcy using that address. They may have defaulted on the card or something like that. So then Chase will flag that information. All right. So that's step one. All right. That virtual office could be one of your big situations. All right. Because I just told you, like a high risk business, they will still possibly still qualify you for a credit card. So we're not going to even look at the high risk business. Now, the next thing that's possible, okay, whatever you put on that application, Chase has this system they're using. It's Nova Credit. So Nova Credit verifies income. Okay? So a lot of people are not talking about this. So they're going to verify income. All right? Now, here's another thing. If you say that your business makes 150,000 or whatever, they may do a 4506T to pull the taxes, especially when you have a brand new relationship with them and you're like hovering with a lower credit score. That's the reason I say it's best to do that strategy to make sure that you are above 700s. Now, for us, when you're above 700, we have internal underwriters that can help qualify you for business funding. That's the thing that we have access to. But they would use like Nova Credit, right, to verify the business income and stuff. So, like your deposits and stuff like that, they're going to use Nova Credit. Now, there's another thing they may use as well. Some may get it through the work number. Okay, even though Equifax owns it, a lot of businesses are using banks, financial institutions are using the work number to verify the information that you put on the application. And this is very important because you can get access to your work number file and you can update it, right? So this can be a backdoor hack to help you get more approval because they may have outdated information that's stopping you from getting qualified for funding as well. So those two systems, they're the ones that may be stopping you from getting qualified for funding. Now, here's something else I would tell you to try this. All right, here's the card. See if you can qualify for this credit card. Now, this is the Capital One Spark Classic credit card. All right. If you cannot get qualified for this here credit card, again, if you're using a virtual address, this will tell you, right? And the way that it tells you, because you're going to get denied, because all you need is a 580 credit score. So if you're working with a 680 credit score and you can't get this card, now, and I'm going to tell you another reason. Because even if you had a bad relationship with Capital One and it's over a year old, with charge-offs, when I talk to somebody at Capital One that deals with the underwriting, they say you still may qualify for this business credit card. So if you don't qualify for this business credit card, you may want to consider looking at that virtual address as well. So that's the first card. The second card, and if I'm doing a good job, leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, share the video. Now, this is also something. This is NAV. Okay? If you cannot get this here card, this is an unsecured card with NAV, the NAV Prime. As a matter of fact, you want to get this here card anyway. And the reason why you want this here card, because this here card is a financial instrument that's reporting to uh, Experian, Equifax, Dun and Bradstreet. Okay, this is the reason why you want this card, regardless, because it's a financial instrument. Plus, they're giving you two trade lines because you sign up for their membership. Plus, you're going to get access to this card. All right. Here's something else that you need to keep in mind, because this is the easiest card to get. If you can't get this card, something's wrong. And that's what I keep telling people. Now, some people will get qualified for this card, and what they'll do, they'll end up not using because it may be a low limit. And I keep telling people, even if it's a low limit, it usually may start you out like 5,500 or 1,000, right? But if you use the card, that's what they need to pick up the data, because it's a financial instrument. So if you can't get this here card with your business, that can be a flag on your business address as well. This card here, all right? This is a business card, all right? Now, using your business address, apply for this here card, all right? This here MasterCard here, it's guaranteed to give you at least $700. If you cannot get this here card, then you have a problem with your business. Somewhere the address, there's something that's blocking your file from getting qualified for funding, okay? And that's the reason I tell people that every file is totally different, okay? Where you may have somebody with a lower credit score, however, they have a stronger file and they may get more money, where you may have a higher credit score, but you may have a bad address on your file. Okay. So I hope this video helps you. If you have any questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, then click the link in this description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation.